This was my first time flying home for the holidays. But the second I got on the plane, I found some bratty kid had stolen my seat. I was about to lose it when a flight attendant came over. But instead of kicking the kid out of my seat, she took me straight to first class. At that moment, Ella, a CEO, was being hit on by some balding creep. She grabbed me and pulled me into the seat next to her, and the guy finally backed off. The whole flight, Ella kept her head buried in work while I goofed around with the reclining seat like a kid, having a blast and trying to get her attention. But this hard-nosed executive never would have dreamed that the guy sitting next to her would completely change her life. Right then, the plane suddenly hit severe turbulence. The cabin started shaking violently, and everyone instantly panicked, even the flight attendants. As the shaking got worse and worse, the whole plane went pitch black. Ella instinctively grabbed my hand. I didn't pull away, but I was incredibly tense, so tense I couldn't speak, so tense I was afraid to breathe.
Pardon.
Non, c'est pas grave, y a pas de souci.
Eventually the plane landed safely. As I watched Ella gathering her things and getting ready to leave, I finally asked her name.
Ravi d'avoir frôlé la mort en votre compagnie en tout cas.
Au revoir.
Balthazar. Je m'appelle Balthazar.
Alice.
Watching my goddess walk away, I felt completely deflated. She was so accomplished and powerful, and I was just some regular office worker. That's when I accidentally spotted a USB drive Ella had dropped on the floor. I immediately unbuckled my seatbelt and ran after her, but Ella had already hopped into her friend's car and taken off.
The next day I walked into the office with complete confidence. My presence commanded respect. Everyone flashed me admiring smiles. But behind my back, they'd mock me, calling me an uptight old woman who didn't know how to have fun. But I didn't care about the gossip. I was laser-focused on doing my job well and becoming the magazine's next editor-in-chief. What I never saw coming was my boss giving the editor-in-chief position to Jonah. I was shocked and confused by my boss's decision. I was clearly the most qualified person for the job. But what my boss said next really got to me. He told me that while Jonah wasn't as capable as me work-wise, he had an outgoing personality, got along great with everyone at the company, and had fresh ideas that would help the company grow and innovate. Compared to me being gloomy all the time, he said I didn't have any of Jonah's energy or enthusiasm. Faced with my boss's assessment, I didn't argue. I just quietly accepted it and decided to bury myself in work. But when I opened my computer to pull up some files, I panicked. My USB drive was gone. While I was freaking out, I happened to notice a sticky note on my computer screen saying some guy had come by to drop something off for me, but I'd been busy at the time. I immediately dialed the number on the note. Nick was out partying at a bar with his friends. He excitedly gave me the bar's address. Without a second thought, I headed to the bar. This was my first time setting foot in such a loud place, and I had one thing on my mind: get that USB drive and get back to work. But Nick didn't have the drive on him, so I had to go with him to his place to get it. The moment I walked out of the bar, I was stunned. There in front of me was a beat-up pink moped. I never imagined I'd be riding home with Nick on such a ridiculous vehicle. But after seeing the earnest look in his eyes, I quietly accepted this mode of transportation. Seeing me fumble with the helmet, Nick quickly jumped in to help. And that exact moment was sneakily captured by my coworker. From their angle, it looked like we were kissing. This was explosive gossip. We'd only met once, but somehow I felt this inexplicable trust toward this guy.